We have one of the most unique setups for transporting our motorcycle with our RV across the country, and we have been promising for over a year that we were going to show you all exactly how we do it. Well, the time has come. Today, we're making that video, and we're going to answer some of the common questions we get along the way.
What? That can't be legal.
And of course, a quick disclaimer. This is how we transport our motorcycle across the country. I'm not in any way encouraging you to do the same. There are so many variables to consider, including your motorcycle weight, your truck style, your suspension, just a whole bunch. So do your own research. First, I want to go over the equipment that I needed for this particular install. Of course, a truck. We have a Ford F-250 with a towing package on it. I don't know if the towing package has anything to do with the front suspension, but I wanted to make sure the front end didn't sag so that the carrier, once installed, remained parallel to the ground, even if the bike was on it, which in our case, it does. So I'm super happy. Of course, I needed the actual carrier, so we got a Black Widow motorcycle carrier rated up to 600 pounds. And then I needed something to attach it to, so I got the front hitch receiver, but both of these have modifications that I'll get into in a little bit. Then I wanted quality motorcycle straps, specifically with this safety so that the S-hook doesn't come off the motorcycle or the carrier. And then these so that these metal hooks aren't actually making contact with the bike. I've used both Rhino and Hakko straps and like them both. I think I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, a motorcycle. I've got a Kawasaki Versys-X 300. It's about 500 pounds wet, and honestly, this is about the heaviest bike I would consider putting on there. Anything heavier, I feel like I'm exceeding my receiver weight limit and or the Black Widow weight limit. All right, let's talk modifications. The Black Widow carrier comes with one center pin. All the weight of the motorcycle goes on this, and I was really concerned that while we drove, it might seesaw. So this might be overkill, but I had a friend who knows how to work with metal and do welding, and he installed these two pieces of square tubing on the carrier, along with two simple receivers on the hitch. And that has completely eliminated any potential for seesaw. I'll show you in a bit, but when you get on here, it doesn't move at all. I am, however, 100% sure that I voided any warranty we may have had for this or the receiver by doing these modifications. So as long as your back is in decent shape, you can totally put this on the truck yourself. Just throw a little WD-40 into the receivers, prop it up into the two side receivers. Then it's as simple as lift it up and slide it into place. Then secure with the pins. One thing I like about the Black Widow is it comes with a substantial and very safe ramp, and let me show you what I mean. Get this unscrewed, take it off, and you'll see these two pins at the bottom. Those pins go into two holes right here on the main carrier, and then you don't have to worry about the ramp sliding as you're taking the bike on or off. This is probably one of the most important steps because I cannot tell you how many times I have gotten the bike all the way up on the ramp only to have to take it back off or yell for Kalyn or something because I didn't prepare the straps ahead of time. Once you have the bike up on there, you're only gonna have one free hand to get it strapped down, so you have to get the straps on ahead of time. Once I have the straps in place and ready to go, it's time for the fun. Actually pulling the bike onto the ramp. And honestly, the best way is to just get on the bike and ride it up. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how you do it. Now there's two ways I can do this. I can do it power on or power off. When I was first learning how to get it up there, I tried to do it power off all the time just because I didn't want the bike to get out of control on me. But now that I've gotten used to it, I can just fire it up and drive it right up on. And like I said, you only have one free hand because you got to leave one hand steadying the bike. So you get this up, make sure that the strap is straight the way you want it to be. Wrap that around the, whatever these bars are called, luggage bars, I think, something like that. And then just barely tighten it down. Just enough so that the bike's not gonna fall into the truck the other direction. So that is barely tightened down. The bike is slightly leaning toward the truck. As long as the wind doesn't blow this way, the bike's not gonna fall. However, I'm still gonna keep a hand on it until I get this other side strapped in as well. There's two lines of thought when it comes to the front straps. Some people do them around the handlebars. I always end up with the straps really pressing against the fairings. So I run my straps up over top of the fork and make sure that I'm not pinching any brake cables or any other wires that happen to be up there. Once I have everything secure, I go around and evenly tighten these down. When I first had it, I used to crank down on them a lot. And then I learned that you can blow out a front fork seal if you do that. Don't ask me how I learned that.
You messed up.
I actually shortened these straps, but still there's excess straps, so I Velcroed that out of the way, and we are almost ready to drive off. And just secure the ramp back in place. Like I said, for seesawing, the whole thing moves. It doesn't seesaw back and forth, even though I'm putting weight all the way over here on the left side. Motorcycle carrier?
Yep, still good.
So wherever we go with this setup, we get asked 4 main questions. And the person might not ask all 4, but I can guarantee it's gonna be one of the 4 every time. And it makes sense. People have never seen a setup like this before. The first one is, does it block your vision? And well, let me show you. I'm gonna sit the camera right here, and then I'm gonna walk in front of the truck as if it were pedestrian. So as you can see, the motorcycle front is a little bit above the hood, but if I'm walking directly in front of the truck with no space in between whatsoever, you never lose sight of me at any point. And of course, the further away from the truck I get, hi there, you still see me. Honestly, our trailer has much more of a blind spot than this motorcycle. Second question is, and it kind of surprises me that I don't get asked this one as much. I thought it would be the most popular, and that is, does it block the headlights? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. It doesn't obstruct them 100%, but it obstructs the lights probably by, I'm gonna say 30 to 40%, and does make it difficult to see in the night. And so we try to avoid traveling at night. Third question, does the truck run hot? And that's a little bit of a trick question because yes, it runs a little warmer. This does restrict airflow from the radiator, which is going to make the truck run a little warmer. This truck specifically is supposed to take 5W40 oil for severe duty. So that is what I put in it all the time because I assume I'm giving it severe duty, but I have never overheated. I've taken it through 90-degree temperatures up and down mountains, and I just baby it a lot along the way just to make sure that I'm not running it too hard. And last question, woohoo, is it legal? And I'm not a lawyer, I don't pretend to be, so I cannot give you a definitive answer to that question because I have not examined thoroughly all the state laws across the United States. I can tell you, however, I've driven across most of them and we have not had any issues, and any laws that people have brought to my attention have not seemed to apply to this. The thing I always fall back on is, especially in northern states, trucks are allowed to drive with snowplows in front of them all the time. And I'm currently in the state of Texas, and I have seen truck after truck after truck with giant toolboxes on the front of the truck. So I'll let you know if we ever run into trouble. And question number 5, I know I said 4.
Can't you count?
Why don't we just toss the motorcycle on the back of the RV? Well, first, we then wouldn't be able to take our normal bikes anywhere. And more importantly, the attachment here on the back of the RV only has an 1.25" receiver and is only rated for 350 pounds. And like I said, the bike is nearly 400 pounds. Add the weight of the Black Widow carrier and we're well in excess of that capacity. So I hope you found that interesting. This is everything you need to know about how we do our motorcycle setup. Did you like this little foray into a bonus episode? Do you have any more questions about how we transport VV? Drop them all in the comments, and don't worry, if you're a big fan of our vlog style content, absolutely nothing is changing there. New videos dropping on Friday and every Friday thereafter. See you in the next video.